Hey guys, Nick Long, Boyden Real Estate, your local real estate agent here on South Main in Colchester for just about 2 decades. You can see I got my Yukon gear on. It's just that kind of a Sunday. It's June, but unfortunately it is freezing cold. And of course, if you were lucky enough fan like myself, when Paige came back to town to play Connecticut Sun, of which we are proud season ticket holders, I was able to get there. It's pretty exciting to watch at the end. A lot of the Yukon faithful, some of her teammates and fans were there. She ran to the crowd after. Also DJ, Defensive Player of the Year that we lost in a trade. She came back home. So as much as I would have liked the Sun to win that game, when you're a big fan like that with all that going on, did you really lose it all? No. But anyways, back on topic. We were doing a couple different films about the different types of financing available, pluses and minuses, and for both sides of the game if you're a buyer or seller. Today I want to talk to you about CHFA/FHA. You might hear as CHFA. That's the Connecticut Housing Finance Authority. So the qualifications on that, usually minimum down payment is 0. So it kind of works as a bridge. The normal gap the buyer would put down, the state and their program for first-time buyers picks that up. It comes in as a grant. No minimum credit score. There is an income limit restriction as well as special qualification on liquid assets and deed restrictions. And they will do up to 4 units. So like we talked before, it could be single, duplex, 3-family, or 4. Typically what you'll see is there's a residency requirement. So you take one as your primary suite, you collect rent on the others, and you can live mortgage free. The kicker is, that type of loan, you have to stay there for X amount of years, and each one that passes, another part of that grant is then forgiven. And you have to stay in the property. If you move out, deal's off, you got to pay it back. And if you sell prior to that, any difference in the remaining years, it gets recouped at the end. But, you know, you're growing your roots and you're staying there for each year that you're there occupying, it's forgivable. So that's pretty neat. The benefit to the buyer, obviously no money out of pocket. It's great if you're going to be here a long time. You don't see yourself moving within a 7 to 10 year window. And for the seller, it's a great program. Just be prepared for a proper closing. Typically, if the buyer has already taken the class, which is required by CHFA and has that, you're looking at about 45, maybe 60 days because you actually need 2 approvals to close. It's not just one lender that you're dealing with. So if you're a seller who needs a time restriction, you're looking for 40 days or less, probably not the one that you want to go with. Also prepare yourself. It's an FHA required appraisal. So if you're doing an as-is sale, not looking to do anything out of pocket, you might want to reconsider. It's a little bit stricter in terms of what they require on the lender side to pass an appraisal. They may come back and ask that you make repairs. Especially with CHAP involved, they may not accept credit in lieu of towards closing costs. They may require that you get these things done. Then you're also looking at now we have to extend the closing because the appraiser has to come back to make sure it was done. And who pays that fee? The appraiser doesn't work for free. So now you may look at 2 appraisals, an extension of closing. And that can get messy depending on the timeline initially submitted from the buyer to their lender. If you need an extension beyond their rate lock, well, now there's a fee to maintain their rate so they continue to qualify. If that rate were to go up, especially in this market, we've seen fluctuations on a weekly basis, they would require a fee to buy that rate in for an additional time. Now it's also a fight over who's paying that. So all those things you need to think about on both sides of the game, plus or minus as you move forward. I do appreciate all the new people I've got to meet over the past few weeks. Thanks for following my videos and all the appointments I have lined up for this coming week. I look forward to seeing you as well. Please help me continue to get the word out. If you can click like and subscribe, share this with a friend. And as always, if you have any questions about this or anything else, real estate, again, I've been doing almost 2 decades, shoot me a text, send me a DM. I'm not a used car salesman. I'm not going to chase you, harass you. I've got a full library of free reports, completely free. Happy to email it, send it in the mail, whatever is best for you. We're always happy to help. Remember, we don't just sell homes. We're here to make memories. We'll see you around the neighborhood soon.